What's happening, guys? Chris VA Travels, and I'm back down here in the Northern Neck. I'm in Montross, which is the county seat of Westmoreland County. Gonna take a walk around the Westmoreland Courthouse and then go inside to visit the Westmoreland History Museum. Should be cool. Check out the portico on this thing. Pretty nice looking courthouse. Completed 1817. And you'll see these giant fluted columns holding up that giant pediment. Dental molding going all around. And being shaded by this giant sycamore over here. Yeah, the trunks on these things are huge. And yeah, Westmoreland County, a little outbuilding right here. Was this some old outhouse? I doubt they would have had that out front. But yeah, Westmoreland County, one of the oldest counties in the state, established 1653, and it had broken off from Northumberland County. And then Montross was established as the county seat 1673. And lots of old buildings around here. I don't know if that might have been a post office. Actually, what does that say? 1913? Oh, established 1913. It doesn't say exactly what it was. There's the Montross Community Park over there. And that looks like a pretty good place to eat. A raw oyster bar, crab legs, steaks. And then over here you've got the Northern Neck Brewing Company. I'll probably dip in there afterwards, grab something to eat. And some monuments over here going back to the Vietnam War. And this thing was erected in 1982, okay. Okay, there are a lot of people who served out of the county. Oh wow, a lot of Johnsons, a lot of Hunleys. I guess I'll just take a look at the other side. Oh yeah, and public meeting here, 1774, the Leedstown Resolutions. These markers are historic items on their own. Most were put up in the 1930s. You'll see this one, 1929. So when you see these old silver and black markers, just know a lot are almost 100 years old. So yeah, a public meeting here, June 22nd, 1774. Resolutions of Richard Henry Lee, who was born, of course, here in Westmoreland, born over at Stratford Hall, and offering aid to Boston, whose ports had been closed by the British. Here on May 23rd, 1775, the Westmoreland Committee of Safety passed resolutions denouncing the Royal Governor, Lord Dunmore, for seizing Williamsburg's gunpowder supply. Yeah, so some pretty neat history around here. This was erected by the Ladies Memorial Association and Confederate soldiers. Check that out. Pretty good detail right there. And some privates right there. Cavalry, 15th Virginia Cavalry, 9th, under Lieutenant J.T. Stewart. And 40th Infantry over here, 40th and 55th. And what is this over here? Evergreen trees planted by the citizens of Montross. Bronze plaque mounted by the American Legion Post 252. Okay, and is dedicated to those who served World War II, World War I, World War II, and the Korean War. So that's pretty cool. They have that up. And yeah, visitor center, and like I say, the museum inside. And there's a historic inn, that yellow building over there. And kind of a, yeah, little map of just the library, town hall. So town hall, I guess, is down to the right. But all right, let me make my way to the museum. Pretty good painting right there. Nominee Ferry. Okay, you'll see the water tower back there. another shot. Okay, I see a hipped roof up there. And the museum right inside to the right here. And the museum is free, so that's cool. Yeah, over here is the inn at Montross. Okay, over here just some sort of administrative building. Check out the dormers. Pretty steep pitched roof on this thing. Medallions hanging down. The cornice, let me see what this is. The Virginia President's Garden, established 1941 in memory of the Virginians who served this nation as president. Okay, so in memory of the presidents. George Washington, born here. Westmoreland, James Monroe. James Madison, born here in the Northern Neck. Okay, so this was the library at one time. Flemish Bond brickwork. Westmoreland Memorial Colonial Museum. So maybe this was the old museum. All right, let's take a walk through the President's Garden. Again, established 1941 and designed by Charles Gillette. He designed a house down in Charles City County that I visited called Riverview. Also designed the garden at Kenmore in Fredericksburg. So kind of a famous landscape artist, I guess, if you will. Designed the gardens for many prominent homes here in the Upper South. The presidents I had mentioned. Here's Monroe over here. Pretty nice bust. Pretty clean, pretty good shape. Of paintings of George in the hallway here, and obviously he was born here near Pope's Creek here in Westmoreland County. That's a picture I haven't seen too often. A little bit younger right there. Got a little bit of a smile on his face. Okay, the Washington family. Okay, yeah, with his grandchildren or his step-grandchildren again. There he is with Mary Washington, his mother. She was a very stern woman, they say. What is this? Is this, I don't see a name. Oh, Saratoga, the turning point. All right. And here's another. And Lady Washington. Montross Theater. There it is, circa 2000s. And opened up October 13th, 1947. Opening night was so popular that people were turned away as the seats filled up. Washington and Lee class of 1963. And check out some of these old movie posters. Ronald Reagan up there, Abbott and Costello. Henry Fonda, Joan Crawford. At the Montross Theater. Down here we've got the Keystone Movigraph, circa 1925. Yeah, this thing was hand cranked. And this was a home movie projector sold for $6.95, and that's about $100 in today's money. So yeah, that's affordable. And back here we've got some old seats. I wonder if these came from the Montross Theater. Pretty cool design right here. And up on the wall, yeah, some of the famous homes, Stratford Hall. I've got a video on that. I did that early on my channel. I need to do an update. It's yeah, not that great. There's George Washington's birth home, Wakefield. Yeah, a lot of history in this county. Interesting. These are some uniforms from the War of Independence. A lot of them look pretty similar. Okay. This naval captain's got a green uniform. And over here, a good painting of George looking out over the water. I see he's got some spurs on. And here's his grandson, or I'm sorry, his step-grandson, George Washington Parke Custis. He's the one that owned the Arlington house. Oh, and he's married to Mary Fitzhugh, the daughter of William Fitzhugh from Chatham Manor. Just did a big video on that. And here's his granddaughter, Eleanor Parke Custis, or I should say step-granddaughter. And Martha Washington, his wife, and there's Billy Lee, kind of his right-hand man, valet. And more of these uniforms from the beginning of the war. Yeah, old Minuteman right here with kind of a basic uniform. Oh, this guy's looking pretty fancy. Governor's Foot Guard. And this room is dedicated to the Buffalo Soldiers. And Westmoreland's got a rich history of African Americans who have served. The McCoy family, going back to the American Revolution. And over here, Walter Tate, born nearby, 1854. He enlisted as a private, 1879, at Fort Concho. And yeah, lots of soldiers over here. Buffalo soldier Richard Johnson. And at the end of the Civil War, Richard Johnson enlisted in the 10th Cavalry on November 21st, 1873 in Baltimore. He served about 10 years, and he fought in the Kiowa, Comanche, and Cheyenne campaigns. Okay, pretty neat. I wonder if there's any relation. Joseph Johnson, and he's from here in Baynesville. Oh yeah, again, George Washington's right-hand man. It goes by Billy Lee. Walter Tate again. Yeah, pretty cool stamp. Oh yeah, and here are some of the local soldiers. It would probably never happen, but it would be cool to make a little video on this, kind of pointing them out. I've got a list 2 miles long of things I would like to do. Some overalls over here. Okay, boots. Okay, there's a better look at that stamp. And check out this washboard with this soap down here. Colgate Octagon, all-purpose soap. Okay. Right up in the Westmoreland News on Walter. And it looks like he's buried out at Fort Leavenworth out there in Kansas. Oh, Colin Powell was invited to the dedication to that marker. Unfortunately, his schedule was booked up, but pretty cool. Yeah, what's down here? Oh yeah, female Buffalo soldier, I've heard about her. Cathay Williams. Oh, all right, so over here, yeah, here she is. At the age of 22, she disguised as a man, changed her name, and bravely joined the United States Regular Army, now ready and able for duty. Pretty cool vest over here. It's a little dream catcher. And over here, Samuel Tate, his grandson right here. at the dedication. And it looks like he made a trip out there to Fort Concho. All right, let's see what's back here. These must be, okay, Tuskegee Airmen. Pretty cool, all the soldiers that from the area that served. Okay, 1976 until 2000 on. And check out this bomber jacket. Cool. All right, well, I'll give a shout out to Brigadier General Alfonso Ferguson. And he's from here in Montross. Always dreamed of becoming a pilot, graduated from Howard University. And okay, so he saw assignments in Korea, Libya, Thailand, and Vietnam. So yeah, he saw the world. All right, over here, Furman Dixon. Got World War II, and then World War I. Are these the Harlem Hellfighters? Or I guess these would probably be local, I'm sorry. Yeah, Korean War down here. Yeah, in Vietnam, of course, up through Desert Storm. All right, pretty neat. In this room, they've got it dedicated to the former schools. And here's an old high school diploma. All right, so the Montross Agricultural High School, 1928. Pretty big. All right, here's a little write-up. Yeah, so built in 1911 and rebuilt in 1920. I don't see a date on this diploma. Here's another, okay, so that's from the 1920s. Okay, a little wash tub right here. The Bobbsey twins. All right, the Elba School. And it was built around the turn of the 19th century. Provided first through sixth grade education for children in the vicinity. And gone but not from out. Here's some African American schools in the area. Boric acid. Some pretty neat things in this hallway here. And check this out, this is an original Charles Peale painting. And this is of William Pitt, 1st Earl of Chatham. If anybody saw my video recently on Chatham Manor out in Stafford, that's who it's named after, British Prime Minister, and he was on the side of the American cause. Oh yeah, this thing was painted over in England. And the painting is supposed to be telling a story. I'm sure it has something to do with freedom. I'm sure he's got something important in his hand. The Magna Carta. Oh yeah, basically the first Constitution going back to 1215. I don't know. This is, it looks like there's a character back there with kind of a quiver behind him. Is that a dog or something in his lap? I can't quite make it out. I'm sure it was a little brighter when it was originally painted. And over here, the Leedstown Resolutions, written by Richard Henry Lee, born over here in Stratford Hall here in Westmoreland. And this was pretty much the blueprint for the Declaration of Independence. Yeah. Pretty cool. And over here, it looks like a fallen soldier. Pretty good engraving right there. And Cadet Joseph Christopher Wheelwright. And born here, of course, Westmoreland. VMI, Lexington. Oh, killed in the Battle of Newmarket, 1864. Cool. Taliaferro Hunter. Oh, born in Fredericksburg, died here, Westmoreland, 1900. He was a post quartermaster, superintendent of public schools, a brave soldier, and a patriot. Check this out. This is a great painting here on the wall. Westmoreland County going back to 1653. And these counties on the northern neck were the first in the state. Stratford Hall right here, the magnolia in front of it. And is that probably supposed to be John Smith? Looking for that westward passage, shot up the Rappahannock, then shot up the Potomac. And over here on some rough waters, and probably there's Leedstown Resolutions up there.
We just wanted to jump on here real fast and tell you about an event coming up here at the museum. It's called The Power of Place, and it's to celebrate our country's 250th year anniversary. It's being held September 13th, which is a Friday, an easy day to remember, 4 until 8. And there are going to be speakers from all over just talking about Northern Neck's contribution to the founding of the country, giving different perspectives. There'll be talks on the Oyster Wars, the Leedstown Resolutions. So come check it out. There's going to be a fish fry, and yeah, bring your lawn chair.
Back here, the research area. And yeah, a lot of books on Virginia's first families. Virginia dynasties. Yeah, I would like to dig into some of these. Cavaliers and Pioneers. And I believe they had those over at the King George History Museum. Wow. Records going back 1718, 1708, 1692. Oops. A bunch of land grants down here. Stones and bones. Wow, this is old right here. Oh, Captain John Smith. Old yearbooks over here. Sir Francis Drake, all right. The Crusades. Oh, the Carters. Grant, Lee. Lee's horse right here, Traveler. Oh yeah, Nominee Hall. I need to go check the remains of that. And Writings of Washington. Down here, some silver from the Grace Church, United Methodist Church. Back rooms dedicated to the watermen. Obviously, crabbing, oystering, big in the area. Oh yeah, in the Oyster Wars. Battle that went on for over a century between Maryland and Virginia. And long story short, dredging became a problem. It was outlawed. So poachers would go out at night. And there was a famous incident where these guys were caught by authorities, by the boat patrol. And this guy, Bertley Muse, was shot and killed. And this Harvey King was shot in the leg. And here he is right here. And this happened up near Colonial Beach. If you watch my video on Colonial Beach, I get a lot more in detail about it. And there are locals in the area who still remember this. Check out this guy, a pretty good catch. Oh yeah, dredging at night. And that's how you're supposed to do it with these tongs. But yeah, that's some hard work. And crab pot down here, and this guy's got a pretty good catch. And check this out, Miss Virginia by boat. Okay, artifacts down here, an old pulley, mast hook, and a petrified oyster. talking about dredging, and that was a real problem. Really tore up the bottom of the river. Okay. Yeah, there's a dredge right there. Like I say, that's how you're supposed to do it. Is it skipjack over here? Looks like a pretty nice gentleman over here. He's got his crab shirt on. This guy is getting ready to catch something. Kind of looks like Santa Claus. Crab chart over here, huh? Some pretty good recipes right there. Interesting. Goldman oyster shell midden site. And this shows pre-colonial Indians used to harvest oysters in the area. Okay, this is one of those John White paintings. And he's the one, the settler on Roanoke Island. He's the one that was on the third expedition where he showed up and nobody was there, and he found that Croatoan word on the tree. He was an artist. One of his paintings. Yeah, you'll see 1590. Yeah, John White. Okay, there you go. Pictures of local fishermen. Oh, and this eel pot here, these were made by the Patawomac Indians. And I need to visit their headquarters. They're over there in Stafford County, not too far away. Every time I show up there, there's an event going on, too many people. But yeah. See a lot of oyster shells and debris on the boat. Oh yeah, he's got the tongs right there. 20-foot long tongs. The Ragged Point Lighthouse. Pretty cool model. Over here, Douglas Jenkins Sr., born in 1935. And he was born at Coles Point Fishing Village near here. Okay. Okay, book on the town. Oh yeah, here's one of those dredging tools. And James Monroe's birthplace, I've got a video on that. They built a replica. I need to go back over there. It was closed for COVID when I visited, but I think you can go inside now. Yeah, he was born over there by Colonial Beach. The By Boat Cuddy Sark. And that's at Nominee Creek, Mount Holly, Virginia. Okay. Do some old tools. Fresh oysters, huh? Lots of historic homes in the area. I'm not familiar with a few of these. Obviously, I know Stratford Hall, Monroe's birthplace, Nominee Hall. Cool. Oh, the Bell House. Alexander Graham Bell's summer home there in Colonial Beach. Pretty cool. Oh yeah, George Washington's birth home. Pretty good museum. I think what impressed me the most was that Charles Peel painting. Yeah, that was definitely the highlight. Yeah, so walking back to my car, I saw this old building over here and just want to come over and just take a closer look. And I wonder what this is. See a hipped roof up there. And yeah, look at the cracks in the on the facade. Oh, is this the jail? I wonder if this was the jail. Check out that door. And they've got it closed with a stone. I'm tempted to open it, but I'm not gonna do that. But maybe I can get out. Yeah, so I'm sure this is the jail. Oh, pretty cool. All right. And well, obviously, yeah, you see the windows barred up. Oh, wow. So is there like a tree kind of growing? Look at that, a little knob or something busting through. Wow. God, branches just, yeah, just busting on through. So, well, there's probably nothing to, I'll just walk over here real quick. More barred up windows back here, things covered in ivy. Yeah, probably a creek down there or something. Stray cat over here. Well, I'm glad I walked over here. But yeah, guys, pretty cool. Definitely something worth checking out. Like I say, it's free. And want to give a shout out to Mr. Wake, history teacher working inside. And he gave me a lot of recommendations for other places to visit out here. So you're going to see even more Northern Neck videos in the future. And there's a little port town called Kinsale. I'm not even familiar with it, but yeah, it looks like there's a lot of history. And he showed me a really good walking tour online. So I think in a couple of months, I'm gonna try to work that out. So, oh, check this out. Walking back to my car just now, a guy pulled over, said he recognized me. He saw me earlier walking in front of the courthouse. Shout out to Dave Mills. Thanks for watching my channel. And yeah, he gave me a pretty neat piece of information. He told me that Ulysses S. Grant's great-great-grandson lives in Fredericksburg. He's in his 90s, still has all of his faculties. Pretty cool. So anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. As always, like and subscribe. See you on the next one.